there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Stitches and Stencils and Follow a Sketch February. The sketch we are using today is from, and I'm sure I'm going to mess up the name, it's like Jito Gill or something like that. Terrible, I know. I will put it in the description box down below, just so you can go and check them out and see what other sketches there are. Anyway, I am using some washi tape. This is the fabric tape from the 49 in Market Spectrum Sherbet collection, and it's the really wide one. I just tore it into 3 different strips and made them the opposing directions on the 2 sides, or the middle from the 2 sides. And I'm using a stencil from Dina Wakley, and I'm using some Ranger crackle paste. But I don't find that it crackles much. I didn't put anything over it to find out. I decided not to because when it dried, it didn't look like there was any crackle to it. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave it for the sheen because it is very shiny when it dries. And then I've got a whole bunch of ephemera that I'm using from the Spectrum Sherbet collection. While I go ahead and distress these paper edges, these are packaging pieces, by the way, but I'm going to go ahead and distress those edges. I'll tell you a little bit about Stitches and Stencils. This is a series that I started with Sandy and MK over on their channels, State Goddess and Some Assemblage Required. And we just opened it up to other people playing along. I'm not sure why we didn't do it sooner, but, you know, it wasn't really anything we ever talked about, but we decided to go ahead and open it up to other people. And so there is now a playlist, and the playlist is going to be down below, so you can go and check out people who might be playing along. Now, I say we just opened it up, and I mean like within the last week. We just announced it, like, feel free to join in and have fun. And we have a playlist now. So, I don't know if anybody is actually playing along this time because it was kind of short notice, but there's going to be a playlist anyway, so you can go and check out the people who are playing along. And this goes on the first Saturday of the month. And then I'm also playing along with Sandy's series Follow a Sketch February when and where I can, and I just happen to be playing along for today's because well, actually this is the sketch from, I believe, the 2nd, but I really liked the sketch and I wanted to use it, and I kind of got a late start playing along, just for the simple fact that I've been a little bit busy doing layouts for the Kitted Up class that MK and I are teaching. So there's a lot of layouts involved in the class, and so you guys don't get to see those videos because they are class content, but it's taken a little bit more time along with some other, you know, just life basically going on. And so I haven't had time to play along until a little bit later in the week. And so I really liked the sketch and wanted to get back to it. And I thought it was perfect for stitching and stenciling. So there you have it. These are all a bunch of really old pieces from the Spectrum Sherbet collection. I just pulled out the ephemera. I don't think I have any paper, maybe one paper left. I don't know. I don't even know if I have one paper left from that collection. It's a beautiful collection, but I had a lot of ephemera. I had multiples of the ephemera pack, and so I still have quite a bit of it in my stash, and so I'm using some of it today. This is a picture of the middle kid that I take care of, and her mom. And there's not a lot, you know, as moms, we don't get in the photos, right? And so there's not a lot of photos of her with her mom, or of her mom with any of them. So when I have the rare opportunity to scrapbook a picture of one of the kids, or in any combination of the kids with mom in the photo, I try to take it. So that's what I've got here. I think it's a super cute photo. I wish you could see their faces because they have the biggest smiles on their faces. And this, I believe, was at, I want to say this is at their school walkathon, but I'm not going to write anything down because I am not 100% sure, and I know she will go back and do a little bit of writing on it as well. I'm not going to give her a ton of room because I feel like a lot of times scrapbookers don't know what to write down. And somebody who is not a scrapbooker or a memory keeper is also probably not going to be needing a ton of space. So I will leave her a little bit of space to write down what was going on here and where they were at and all of that kind of stuff. But given the shirt that she's wearing, I think it's their school walkathon. And their mom goes and does a lot of those types of events with them. She's like a room mom and all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, they're very, very involved parents. So I'm layering up all kinds of flowers. I'm loving the way that they look. I am also going to put this little sticker that is from, I think, the card collection from this particular collection. There's like a card kit or something like that. And these are, I think, there are the labels that are supposed to maybe hold the envelopes shut. But I am using it on here because that's what I like it on. And I was going to do a circle punch around it, but my circle punch that was the correct size is the one that is broken. So I did order myself a new circle punch, a new 1.5 inch. I do have my scallop punch that is just a little bit larger than that, so I'm gonna punch that out of the white and just give it quite a few layers, and just create a little element over here on the right hand side, and that's going to give her mom a little bit of a place to write. It does have a colored background, and that's okay. And then I think I'm going to add a label up top as well, or maybe either a label or I think actually I'm just going to put a tab up there so she can put the date up at the top and then just write a little note at the bottom. And that's going to keep it nice and simple for her. I did use some acetate leaves and a bunch of the florals from the 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbert collection. I didn't ever think I was going to use these bright green ones. I almost actually got rid of them. But thankfully I didn't, because her shirt is that same neon green and it is pulling in all of the neon green leaves and making this layout just like the perfect combination of colors, in my opinion. And I'm liking how that is all coming together. Now, of course, I'm adding some black and white elements just to keep the black pop in there. I really love the black pop with all of the bright colors. So I think that's going to look really cool. I am going to go back and do some stitching in black. And I kind of keep going back and forth on whether I want to do a black border all the way around the outside. At this point, while I'm voicing this, it has no border, and that is really unusual for me. I kind of liked it just nice and plain and simple. It does have the texture paste on it, which you're going to see in the at the end of the video, but it's really hard to see on screen. And I did the texture paste right over the washi, and it looks really cool because it brings in a nice sheen. You can kind of see it on the upper left orange square there, but it looks really cool and I like it. So if you want to weigh in on whether or not I should put a black border around the outside by either matting the whole thing on a black paper, which means I'm going to have to trim it down just a little, or if I should do like a black sketchy line, weigh in and let me know what you think. Or if I should just leave it. That works too. It's very rare that I do just leave it, so kind of a weird thing for me. I've just kind of been sitting here the last couple of days living with it like it is and kind of trying to decide. So help me decide. Leave a note down below. Okay, just adding the last few little bits here before I do my stitching. And then I pulled out my stitching template from MK's stitching starter set. And I am going to do, it's a chevron stitch basically. And I'm going to use some black thread, which is going to make it really bold. I think at this point I knew I wasn't going to do that border, but once I add the stitching, I was like, ooh, maybe I do need to add a border because now I've added a bunch of black stitching. You know, and it really isn't a lot of stitching, but it adds a lot of texture to it, and I love the way that it looks. So I am having my chevrons pointing up from the bottom, and they're going to point down from the top, so it draws your eye right back into the photo, and I think it looks really cool. I do like to do the majority of my stitching at the end, which I don't know if that's what I was going to say normal people. I don't know if that's what other people do, but I like to do it at the end because I don't like to waste my time doing the stitching underneath where the photo is and where it's going to get covered up. I mean, sometimes you can't avoid doing it early, but in this case, it was definitely just easier to do it towards the end, which was kind of a planned thing. Again, don't want to waste my product. Like, I don't want to waste any string if I don't have to, or embroidery floss, which is what I'm using. Just black embroidery floss, all 6 strands. And I don't want to waste my time. I also don't always do my stencil work ahead of time, or I usually mark out where my photos are going to be, because then I don't waste any like texture paste or mixed media, whatever that happens to be. But, you know, sometimes it's unavoidable. So, you know, it is what it is. So hope you like this one. And don't forget to go and check out everyone else playing along. I'm also going to include the link for Follow a Sketch February down below so that you can go and check that out and see what everyone else is doing. This, again, is not the sketch for today. It was this, I think, the second, whatever day that was. It's all running together. It's been a long week, guys. So there is my layout all finished. And oh no, it's not finished. I'm going to go back and add some enamel dots in this kind of sparkly creamy color, which it's not, because it's sparkly, it's not really cream. It's just kind of like an off-white, but I like the way that it looked. So that's what I'm going with. It's just adding a little bit of extra detail. And surprisingly, these are the one set of enamel dots that want to stick, because I went to move one and it just totally ripped the paper. So it's living where it's at. Yeah. I tried to move a couple of them, as you can see here, and they just don't want to lift right off the paper. These are from Gina Marie Designs. I haven't bought from them in a while because I still have quite a few, but when I did purchase these, they are like half the price of normal enamel dots that you get from any other company. So definitely go and give her website a check out, a look, and see if they still have them. They had all kinds of enamel dots and stencils and all kinds of stuff, but it's a great price for the enamel dots if they still have them. So that's it, you guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out the links down below, and there you can see the stenciling quite a bit better, and that is why I brought in those off-white enamel dots, because it just kind of makes that stenciling pop a little bit more, or at least it plays off of the stenciling color. So thank you for spending time with me, and don't forget to leave any comments down below that you have about that border, and I'll be back again with another one real soon. So come back and check out my channel then. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.